A very good morning, lovely students. Yesterday we read part third of the chapter The Tiger King, in which we came to know that the Tiger King banned the tiger hunting for all the people except himself, and there was an announcement also that if somebody flings even a stone at the tiger, the complete property of that person would be forfeited or confiscated, right? Second thing, we got to see that the visit of a high ranking British officer to Pratibandpuram, and he also wanted to shoot tigers. Fine. And that problem was a problem of losing his kingdom also, because at that time Britishers were the ruling power. Anyhow, by paying 3 lakh bill of 50 diamond rings, the Maharaja was able to retain his kingdom. Anyhow, the loss was so great, but he was successful in managing his own kingdom, not in retaining his own kingdom. So that was the you can say conclusion of yesterday's reading. Now we start part fourth. The Maharaja's tiger hunts continued to be highly successful. Means the Maharaja continued his shooting of tigers continuously. Within 10 days, he was able to kill 70 tigers. Okay, within 10 days, he was able to kill 70 tigers, approximately 7 tigers daily or per day. And then an unforeseen hurdle means problem brought his mission to a standstill. Standstill means to stop at one point. Means after killing 70 tiger, the point came where he has to stop. Okay, the reason was the tiger population became extinct in the forest of Pratibandpuram. Means to say, only 70 tigers were available in the forest of Pratibandpuram. That's why there were no more tigers. So for a short passage of time, the shooting of tiger was stopped. Who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control or committed harkari? Now, this is a comment. Who knows whether they have started a scheme like family planning, or they control their birth? Likewise, this is concept, a comment by the writer Kalki, just to tell us why it happened to the forest of Pratibandpuram. Did they start following birth control, or they commit harkari? Okay, harkari means completely a death in a group. Okay, now, or simply run away from the state because they desire to be shot by British hands only. Or third reason could be all the tigers, they have left the state. Which state? Pratibandpuram. Because they might have desire to be shot by British people, not by the Indian person like the Maharaja of Pratibandpuram. So these are the guesses point where we would say that this could happen in uncertain the number of tigers in the forest of Pratibandpuram. Next, one day the Maharaja sent for the Diwan. Means one day the Maharaja called Diwan and spoke. Diwan Sahib, aren't you aware of the fact that 30 tigers still remain to be shot down by this gun of mine? Then he said to Diwan Sahib, don't you know that we have completed 30 tigers? Means 70 tigers we have shot down, and 30 are remaining, which are to be shot down by gun of mine, by the gun of the Maharaja? He asked, brandishing his gun. Brandishing means polishing, clearing, okay, cleaning, simply you can say. Shuddering at the sight of the gun, shuddering means staring, gazing at the sight of the gun, the Diwan cried out, Your Majesty, I am not a tiger. See, this part, my dear children, this part has some kind of, you can say, comical points, like starting from this conversation. We would see all these points right now. Like Diwan said, Your Majesty, my lord, I am not a tiger. Means I am not a tiger to be shot by your gun. Then, which idiot would call you a tiger? The Maharaja showed his anger and said, Who called you a tiger, or which idiot? Like, no, and I am not a gun. Diwan said, If you are not calling me a tiger, then I am not your gun, the gun of mine, this gun of mine. Okay, see, Diwan has taken the things on the other way to just show us some comical point of the chapter or the story. Now, you are neither tiger nor gun. Fine. The Maharaja commented, You are neither tiger nor gun. Diwan Sahib, I summoned you. Summon means I have given you paper to inform you, to tell you here for a different purpose. I have called you for a different purpose. I have decided to get married. The Maharaja said, I have planned to get married. The Diwan began to bubble even more. Bubble means to create some activity. And what did he say? Your Majesty, my lord, I have 2 wives already. If I marry you. So this is commenting point. The Diwan said, I have already 2 wives. It means what? According to the understanding of the Diwan, the Maharaja wanted to get married to the Diwan. But it was not like that. He was taking the things on the other way. Things taken around by the Diwan, like if I marry you, I have already 2 wives. Fine. Don't talk nonsense. What rubbish it is. Why should I marry you? The Maharaja said, Why should I marry you? What I want is a tiger. Now here the Maharaja directly came on his point and he said, What I want, that is a tiger. Tiger means how many? 30 tigers. Okay, so dear children, marriage is a medium to complete the project. And what was the project? To kill how many? 100 tigers. Got it? So the Maharaja is very wise person and he speaks or he plans just to get married, not to have a married life, but to complete his mission of killing 100 tigers. Got it? Now, then, Your Majesty, please think it over. Means you should focus over there, think a lot. Your ancestors were married to the sword. Now, here the Diwan tells us how brave the ancestor of the Maharaja were. Got it? So he tells to the reader, your ancestors means your forefathers, they were married to the sword, means they were so brave in battlefield. Fine, especially if you like marry the gun, if you would like to marry the gun, a tiger is more than enough for this state. If you like marry the gun, a tiger king is more than enough for this state. Means if you marry a gun, you are enough. Enough means you are braver than all the other people or the animal, right? It does not need a tiger queen as well. You are enough means who? Only tiger king. It does not require tiger queen. So here it's very simple conversation that Diwan quoted his dialogue over there. It means that there is no need of queen in the kingdom. You are enough. Like your ancestor, they married to the sword, so you also married to this gun, and there is no need of tiger queen as per the understanding of the divan. Fine. Then the Maharaja gave a loud crack of laughter. The Maharaja laughed. I am not thinking of marrying either a tiger or a gun. Then he clarified that I do not want to get married with a tiger or with a gun. So here the Maharaja clarified his point by saying what? But a girl, he does not want to marry with the tiger or with the gun, but I wanted to get married with the girl from the ranks of human beings. Obviously, the girl should be a human being. First, you may draw up statistics of tiger population in the different native states. What did Maharaja tell to the Diwan? First of all, you should find out the statistics. Statistics means complete population. The data of population, tiger population in neighboring states. Okay. And next, you may investigate if there is a girl I can marry in the royal family of a state with a large tiger population. So, dear children, here it is told by the Maharaja that he wanted to get married. First thing. Second thing, the Maharaja said to the Diwan three conditions, I should say. Three conditions he put before the Diwan. First condition, first is the state should have sufficient number of tiger, like 30, at least 30. Second thing, search out in the same state a royal family girl, a girl, suitable girl. And third thing, the girl should belong to a royal family, like the king or the Maharaja. So three conditions he put. First, population of tigers. Second, suitable girl. And third, the girl should belong to a royal family. Got it? Thereafter, the Diwan followed his orders. So he followed the order of the Maharaja. He found the right girl from a state which possessed a large number of tigers. So after a lot of searching, the Diwan was able to find a suitable match for the Maharaja, and his first condition was also fulfilled, like the number of tigers were sufficient in the same kingdom by which the girl belonged to. Fine. Then Maharaja Jang Bahadur killed 5 or 6 tigers each time he visited his father-in-law. So Maharaja Jang Bahadur means the Tiger King. The Tiger King killed 5 to 6 tigers in every visit to his in-laws family or in-laws house. In this manner, 99 tiger skin adorned means decorated the walls of the reception hall in the Pratibandpuram palace. Means in every visit he killed 5 to 6 tigers of his in-laws state. Okay, and by doing so he was able to kill 99 tigers, and these 99 dead skin of tigers, they were decorated in the Pratibandpuram palace wall. Okay, it was a tradition in old time, my dear children, that whosoever decorated his kingdom's palace like Darbar with as many as dead skin of tiger, the person was supposed to be so brave. So here again, the Tiger King wanted to show off his bravery to the people by showing them 99 dead skins of tigers. Okay, so this is that point that we have read right now. After that, part 5th. And my dear children, this is the last part. It is bigger than other four parts. Okay, so in fourth part we completed what? He was able to kill 99 tigers. The Maharaja's anxiety reached a fever pitch where when there remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. So Maharaja was so excited because he killed how many? 99. So only how many left? Only one. So his anxiety reached at the point. Then he had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. Means he was so much excited that he did not think about anything else except the one tiger during the day as well as night. By this time, the tiger forms had run dry even in his father in law's kingdom. Once again, the tiger king was facing a problem. Means 99 tigers he killed, but again, as his kingdom was, his father in law's kingdom also became dry of tigers. Means there was no tiger left in his in law's kingdom also. It became impossible to locate tigers anywhere. It was very difficult to find a tiger in the kingdom of in father in law's kingdom. Yet only one more was needed, but basically only one was left to complete his project of 100 tigers. If he could kill just that one single beast, if he was able to kill that one single beast, one single tiger, the Maharaja would have no fear left. Then Maharaja would be free. Because still in his mind, somewhere, the fear of the proclamation done by the chief astrologer was retaining. Got it? He could give up tiger hunting together. And he decided that after killing 100 tiger, he would stop shooting or killing 100 tigers. Okay, he would stop killing tiger hunting after completing his 100 tiger project. So that was the decision of the Maharaja, but still the problem was same. Like what? Only one was left, and that was a bigger problem than other 99. Now, but he had to extremely careful with that last tiger. But as per the prediction of the chief astrologer, he had to be very careful with the last tiger. Last means 100th tiger. What had the late chief astrologer said? Late means he's died. He's dead now. Okay, dear children, he is no more. The word has been shown to us late. Okay, so he remembers the words of the chief astrologer, whatever he said. Even after killing 99 tigers, what did he say? Even after killing 99 tigers, the Maharaja should beware of the 100th. These were the words delivered by the chief astrologer. True enough, the tiger was a savage beast after all, very dangerous beast, dangerous animal after all. One had to be wary of it, one had to be very care of it, very alert of it, active of it. But where was that 100 tiger to be found? But the question was where the Maharaja could find the 100th tiger. It seemed easier to find tiger's milk than a live tiger. So this line shows us how difficult it was to find out a tiger. It was easy to get tiger's milk. One more thing, do you know, children, what? That he killed only male tigers. He killed only male tiger, not tigress. Okay, so it was very difficult to find out 100 tiger, and it was very easy. It was very easy to what? to get tiger's milk than a living tiger. Okay, thus the Maharaja was sunk in gloom. Sunk in gloom means sadness. Thus, so the Maharaja became sad. Maharaja became upset. But soon came the happy news that which dispelled that gloom. But suddenly he got a good news. In his own state, sheep began to disappear frequently from a hillside village. The news was that the animal sheep they began to disappear. It means what? There might be a tiger who kills these sheep. Okay, so that was the news for him. It shows a hope that surely he will get the 100th tiger. Okay, and he will complete his own mission to kill 100 tiger. And what did he wanted to do? What did he want to do? He just want he just wanted to show that the chief astrologer was wrong, or his astrology was wrong. Only for this purpose he wanted to kill 100 tiger. Otherwise, there was no reason. Okay, and if he is able to disapprove the saying of the chief astrologer, he would also be able to save himself from the tiger animal. Okay, so that's all for today. We stopped here. Okay, got it. We will continue this reading tomorrow as well. Thank you. Have a good day.